What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to our weekly podcast. We are Bang Practice. I'm Josh. That's Jacob over there. Andrew is down there. As always, we got a great podcast for you tonight. I'm excited to talk some baseball, talk about the Brewers a little bit, talk about some Sorare. We'll get into all of that. Before we do, Jacob, you have a question for us, but we don't know said question, and I am very curious.
That's all.
What
You're
are
just gonna
you?
straight up get right into it, huh? Okay, okay,
That's
okay.
how
You're
we
not even gonna
roll
ask
here.
us how
We
we're doing. Okay,
No, I
okay.
don't care how you're doing. I want to know about this question.
All right. I mean, it's relevant-ish, I guess, because Andrew, you were just talking about before we started recording here how you picked the White Sox to win today. You bet on the White
Yep.
Sox to win today. You put down what, $10 you said? 15 bucks?
$10. Yep.
10 bucks
Yep.
on the White Sox to win. And who are they playing?
The Blue Jays.
The Toronto Blue Jays. So
Wow.
you would give the edge probably just on paper to the Blue Jays. Like,
Absolutely. Yep.
yeah. Oh, yeah. And the White Sox prevailed. So you nailed it. You got some good money from that. You also picked the Brewers to beat the Twins. The Brewers are currently ahead 9-4 as we are recording this.
Looking pretty good.
So my question for you guys is, what is the best sports bet that you have ever made?
Ooh.
I got the easiest answer.
All right.
So this is something that everyone at home can do. Although, again, like,
Not
use
financial
use
advice.
yeah,
Everyone
not
at home can
financial
do it.
advice. And yeah, if you're going to play, use fun money. Don't put the mortgage on it. But this was a daily fantasy competition, and it was one of those single game competitions that they do on FanDuel and DraftKings. Sort of like Sorare Arena. So you're picking only players from two teams, and I think you had to have at least one player from each team, so that way you couldn't do a full stack. Throwing it back to last week.
Yeah.
So it was a Thursday night football game. I want to say it was the Bengals against the Ravens. I know it was the Bengals, maybe even Bengals Browns, and there was like 5,000 people that entered, and I got third place. I won $400
Wow.
in that
Wow.
daily fantasy competition. I was like 0.06 because those competitions are very close at the top. I was like $1,000 was the prize for first place, and I missed it by a little bit. But
Dang.
third place, a podium in FanDuel fantasy competition. I've never done that. I probably won't do it ever again. But yeah, that was I don't know if it counts as a bet, but
Yeah,
it
that
was it
counts.
was it was a
Yeah.
sports. I used my intelligence, not gambling. So I don't know. Everyone can do it. It's legal everywhere. But
There you
again,
go.
use do it responsibly.
Exactly. Um, I don't I'm looking back at like past wins.
Oh
I don't
no.
I don't have
No
like a ton of
wins.
like no, there's wins, don't worry. I don't have a ton of like I think there's not one that stands out in terms of like massive wins. Been close. A couple UFC parlays, like 8 leg parlays, were one off from winning like $1,000. So that those there's some close ones out there. But I think my most fun bet that I've ever won was this past Super Bowl. I bet the coin flip and nailed it.
Hey.
I had $20 on tails because tails never fails and I won. So that was very exciting. I normally don't dabble too much in the silly prop bets, but it was the Super Bowl. I felt like I had to. So that was a pretty fun one.
Nice. You're one of those guys betting on the coin flip. It's always like something I hear about, but I don't actually
Hmm.
partake in.
I
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. Well, mine, I think you guys know where I'm going with this, but it was on one of my friend's bachelor parties at your Chicago White Sox
There
game.
we go.
Back when your boy Jake Berger was on the White Sox, now on the Rangers. Got sent down. He's back up though. Don't worry about it. But he was like, for whatever reason, he was, and sure it was April. It was a little chillier day out there maybe, but it was a good day. It was a nicer day. So it's not like the wind was blowing in at all. He was like plus 600 to hit home run, and he's a power hitter. So plus
Good.
600 for a power hitter to hit a home run, we were like, all right, what if we all pool together like $20 each and put it on him? Or no, we $20 each. We put 10 on Burger and then 10 on. They were playing the Rays. We put 10 on one of the Rays players. and Rays player didn't hit, but sure enough, Berger hit a home run first at bat, by the way. So we just what we did when he hit this home run in his first at bat, we all like started celebrating, cheering super loudly. Like we hadn't even gotten any beers in by that point. It was only the first or second inning. And then we after that, we like definitely calmed down a little bit because like we'd already hit our our quota. We already hit our bet. So
Bang.
yeah. But it was a good time. It felt
That's
kind of
awesome.
like kind of cheating because Jake Berger's he's a power hitter, man. Why was he plus 600 to hit a home run? I don't know. And
Crazy.
sure enough, he did it.
That
And
is
then
wild.
yeah, that basically paid for our Airbnb.
Wow.
That's pretty good. That's
Yeah.
very good.
Mhm. For one
That's
night.
awesome.
For one night. We were there for multiple
Still,
nights.
still,
Yeah, yeah.
still.
So that, yeah. But speaking of sports and trying to win money and so on and so forth, we got a new update in Sorare this week, and it's it's interesting. Let's talk about it. Let's just hop right
Yeah.
in and let's get into it. Nosh, I know we need to get it right off the bag. We need to rip the band-aid off here, and we need to talk about the UI. We need to talk about how are you feeling about getting another navigational update to how the interface looks on Sorare on the website? App remains the same, you know, I think,
Yeah.
at least for this time. But
Um,
it's different. It's different again. It was
it
different to
is.
start the season. It was different for NBA to start the season. It was different for MLB last season. What's
I'm just
happening?
gonna I'm just gonna throw this out there. I've definitely been a hater of the UI updates that we've gotten on So Rare. I don't like them.
Call him Josh
Um,
Hader.
Call me Josh Hader, literally. But what does it tell you that they keep updating it? If it was good and people liked it, I think they would keep it the same. So I feel slightly validated in my hate because they keep updating it. It's been updated how many times now? So I feel more validated in my disdain for the UI updates. I will say though, I don't mind this latest one. It's fine.
Okay.
But my gripe is with continually changing it. It's like it changes and then you don't like it because it looks different and you don't know where anything is. And then you get used to where everything is because it changed. And then they change it again. It's like I think their problem is they change it too much. It's not that I never liked the UI. I think it's that I didn't like that it was changing so much. So I actually don't mind this one. I kind of just hope they keep it and I can get used to it and we can move on. That's the goal.
Okay.
Yeah, if we compare it, has ESPN played ESPN fantasy football? Have they changed the UI layout at all? I
Right.
think literally for
They did
10
once in
years,
the app. No, they did like they
maybe
did
with
one
the
big update. Remember, it was probably like it might have even been when we were in college, like a while
right.
ago.
But again, that's like 8 years ago. Uh and like
Exposed.
I know old comments and just like it's always the same and at the same and like baseball I feel like is one of those sports where you have so many purists like baseball resists change and so rare MLB is all about change so I don't know I do like the layout of the new update but at the same time like in 2 months it could be completely different and it's not like they're tinkering with it and they are but like changing like the font or like changing the color of the button maybe these are like complete like we're gonna change the way this even works and yeah it's a lot to get used to and I don't know if you're new to the game then it's probably a little bit easier but I don't know we've been around this so much that yeah like if you compare it to other games it like those don't change. Like Rocket League's UI doesn't really change. It changes a little bit, but so rare is just you 1 month to another, it looks completely different.
Yeah. I I can't like I don't know. I've always been a neutral when it comes to these like UI updates. I'm pretty good at figuring it out after a couple of days, but I haven't figured this one out yet. So I'm in that stage of like not frustration, but more of just confusion, I guess. But it's okay. I'm not complaining about it. Part of me actually kind of likes having a little bit of that surprise and scrolling through my lineups, being like, oh, the one at the bottom was doing really good. But now your top lineup pops up, so it's like you can't really get that element of surprise anymore. Or you could just not check your lineup the whole weekend. Like that one time I did, woke up in second place. Maybe I need to
There you
start
go.
doing that again because I haven't gotten second place since then.
That might be the truth.
Although I don't know if you guys, it's happened to you guys, but with the new top lineups feature, which I do really like, I have been fooled where the first lineup shown, I was like, oh, 300th place, like, okay, if that's my best lineup, geez, this is, maybe not a great week. If cracking like lower than 300 is probably a good week if I'm submitting 8 different lineups. But I clicked over and I was top 100 in another lineup. But that lineup was second or third in the list. So I get it. Like if you have 8 lineups, you're only going to show your best four. But it
Right.
did confuse me. And I'm sure there's other people out there that are listening that they discovered that one of their lineups was actually doing way better than the first featured lineup. So if you see your first lineup, it does not mean it's your best one. So don't be afraid to click over. And yeah, you might still have that surprise of like, oh, I'm in second place. Wow, that's awesome.
It does say there's actually a little section in the rundown saying there is a place where you can sort your lineups by current rank, projected rank, or by competition type. So you don't have to necessarily have that top one on top, I think.
Hmm.
Or but maybe it's going to be the home screen, and then if you don't go to the home screen and go to my lineups, then that's how you can organize them. Like I said, haven't fully figured it out yet, but tomorrow is a lineup setting day, or I guess tonight maybe, as of recording this, and I'm going to have to figure it out pretty quickly. So might have to do some studying.
Yeah.
But any other complaints, Nash, about the UI?
Not really. Like I said, I don't mind it. I just want it to stay. I don't want to relearn a new UI in a month from now when they update it again. So I'm hoping this one sticks. This one is good enough where we just need to keep it.
Gotcha.
Tinkering a little bit is fine. Like if you need to change one little thing, that's okay. But like Andrew said, changing where stuff is and the complete function of certain aspects is a challenge to relearn
Hmm.
every couple weeks.
I will say too, one, the team probably does listen to this. Got to get the projections a little bit better. I
Mm.
on think on Wednesday or Thursday of this midweek, they told me I was going to win a card, which I was like, oh, nice. Like I was, in like it was one of those weeks. Everyone listening probably knows this. You're in 80th place. You wake on like a Tuesday. You wake up because your pitcher went. Then on Wednesday, you wake up and you're 120th place. You're like, okay, full slipping a little bit. Thursday, 200th place, and you're like, okay, like still kind of in the range for a card, but like I've fallen over every single day. And then again, when you wake up on Friday to open up your rewards, oh, no card.
Nothing.
Uh, just
Yeah.
just complete. But every single time, the projection told me I was going to win a card. So again,
Well,
Sorare team
that's your
fix
player's
fix.
fault then. No, that's not Sora's fault. That's your player's fault for not living up to their projection.
Yeah, I would love to know how. Like at
It's
this
I
point,
guess so they use RotoWire. So you can be mad at
Okay,
RotoWire.
I'm mad at I okay, that you bring up something that I have been wanting to talk about a little bit. Like
Okay, go for it.
what's up with the RotoWire projections? And I
awful.
get it. Like projections are projections and like you got to do your own research. You can't read too much into them, but I would use the RotoWire, the little number in the corner when setting my lineups. I would you take that into account when considering what team they're playing, who's pitching, where they're playing, the weather. RotoWire takes all of that into account. They were good last year from what I remember. They were pretty accurate in terms of like players playing the White
I think
Sox were going
this
to
didn't
score
exist.
higher.
This feature didn't exist last year. It only existed in NBA.
I thought it did.
Ah, I'm not
Yeah,
100% sure. I don't remember
I
100%.
thought there was some sort of projection something going on, maybe towards the end of last year, but I could be thinking of NBA. But either way, this year, whether they're new or I can't remember, but the projections are terrible. Like
Really?
randomly, like a, a I can't even think of a player,
Exactly. I don't know.
but
I need some
but like
examples here.
all of a sudden a player be projected like 60 points. Like where's that coming from? Why are they
60?
projected? Yes. Okay.
So
I'm
I've never
literally
once seen this before.
I
I'm gonna go set my lineup right now.
So I will say the biggest, like, to RotoWire does, like, if your guys are playing the Marlins, the White Sox, the Rockies, they will be higher, like, projected higher than their normal.
Right.
If they have 4 games, it'll be higher. I will say the one place where it does fail is if a guy's in a complete slump, but they're going up against the Rockies, they will project them as much as someone who is in good form. Like a couple weeks ago, like Austin Riley has not been hitting well of late. Teoscar Hernandez also not been hitting well. I think one was playing the Marlins, other one was playing the Rockies, and both were projected as much as someone that was Matt Olson, for example, or Freddie Mookie. Uh, but in those situations, ultimately Teoscar and Austin Riley they continued their slump. They did not pick it up against those teams. They did not hit that form, but I don't know. I mean, at the same time, if you're in a slump, you're probably going to break out of it against a worse team than a better team. So I don't know. Maybe there is some science to it, but at least from what I've observed, like the projection is most off for the guys that aren't hitting. That all of a sudden they think they're going to start hitting.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you
I so the way I use projections is that I will look at that number, and if it's bigger than what it should traditionally be, then I will go and look at their matchup and be like, why is this number bigger? And if it makes sense, then I'll put that player in correspondingly. But I think projections just kind of suck in any sort of fantasy sport that you're playing. This might be a hot take, but I don't think so. I think fantasy football projections suck the most. I think
Hmm.
fantasy baseball projections suck. I think NBA is probably the best one out there,
It's the
but they,
easiest.
yeah, but it's pretty easy to see if you're coming up against like a bad team. The NBA is a little more straightforward when it comes to that. Rarely are you seeing big upsets in the NBA. Now, every now and then you'll get like a Cade Cunningham to go off against, I don't know, the Denver Nuggets. Sure. But is that going to hit every time in NBA? No, but it'll hit like the other way around, Nuggets versus Pistons. It should hit that
Hmm.
pretty easily. Whereas like you could still have a player on the White Sox go off against the Dodgers
Hmm.
and the White Sox will lose every game and it won't matter for the White Sox, but you could have how about Chase Miedroth
Oh,
go
okay.
off? There's a name for you. You could have him go off for the White Sox one week, steal a couple of bases for you. Um,
where
yeah,
do you guys set your lineups?
on the computer.
Yeah, either on my phone or
Okay, that
computer.
explains it. Do you use the app on your phone or online?
The only thing I use the app for is checking my scores.
Okay, so the projections in the app are what's messed up.
Oh,
Ah,
If we take a
interesting.
peek here, I'll show you. If you see there, Jonathan India is
Jonathan
projected
India's
71
projected
points.
71.
And I
I
was
mean, he
scrolling
might.
through on the website, and Jonathan India is projected 17 points.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh,
that's
it's
wait, it's
backwards.
reversed. It's
It's
reversed.
reversed. Wait,
That's
wait, guys, are
crazy.
we did no, no. Jose Ramirez is projected 59. I don't think he's actually projected 95.
Oh, I
So
mean,
we were
maybe,
almost on to
maybe.
something there, but it's the app. The app's
Okay,
projections are
interesting.
off. And
Maybe
I don't
that's
know
just like
why.
a DM to someone on the Sorare team being like
Yeah,
the
like
app
do they
projections
know
are
that?
off.
Yeah.
Why do they work on the website but not on the app?
Right. That was my gripe. So I'm glad we talked about this because now I just won't use the app to set my lineups.
Yeah, just use your computer.
Yeah.
But like I said, projections just kind of suck across all
Right.
sports. Use
Right.
them to make logical decisions, but don't use
Right.
them solely as your like decision maker. Does that make sense?
Agreed. Yep.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Do we all agree
Okay.
that projections just suck?
To an extent, yeah. They have their place.
I mean, again,
Okay,
like I,
they suck in a regard too because it makes you want to click on that player with the better number no matter who the other players are playing, no matter the other
It's true.
matchups. It's like, oh,
but it should
big,
reflect that.
yeah,
Like Cattell Marte was projected
on average.
33 going
Hmm.
into this weekend. He was my highest projected player,
Mhm.
and he's playing.
And he
Arizona's
scored way more
in
than
the
that.
Rockies. They're playing the
Yeah.
Rockies,
Yeah.
and right now, as of recording on Sunday, Cattell has 66 points over this weekend. So
Dang.
they absolutely nailed it. Like they knew Cattell was going to have probably have a great series. He opened up Friday with a 3-run home run, and I think he's carried that through today and yesterday. And yeah, like like yes, Cattell Marte, might not. You could make the argument they underprojected him. He was actually a 50 point week instead of a 30 point week, but they did identify again. He's in Colorado. He's playing a bad team. He's hot. He's gonna do well. That I think most people would agree and say like either he's projected or the circumstances dictate he's gonna have a good game. However you want to define that. Um, but yeah, that's that. I have seen it work pretty well, but occasionally, they'll maybe suggest Pavin Smith is going to go off against Colorado. Maybe he doesn't because
He
he's not as
might.
good as Cattell Marte.
He's been pretty good this year, to be fair.
He's
Shout
he's
out
in
to
my
shout out
he's
to
my
Pavin
vault.
Smith.
He's a vault
He's a
guy.
good missions
Wow,
player. He's a good
flex.
missions player.
eh, vault guy.
Yeah, but you can use the vault players for the missions.
True. I know. Let's see.
Um, yeah. Well, anyways, moving on forward, we got a huge common update, which we'll get to in a second. But they did update us just a little bit about suspended and delay games, basically saying that competitions will stay open 24 hours before they manually close them, usually unless some crazy circumstance. Same thing, deadlines with missions have a specific time, and if your player's feat happens after that deadline, won't count. It's just kind of makes sense. Otherwise, they couldn't leave them open forever. They rewarded some players who played in daily competitions from June 6th to 7th with some essence because the D-backs versus Reds game was delayed and it wasn't properly adjusted. So I, who play daily every day, got some extra bonus essence, which was pretty
Heck
cool.
yeah.
Which means nowadays I can hop on over to the craft a card section and craft another
Ooh,
card for us in a
dang.
second here. So
Let's
Nosh,
go.
we'll play will it be a tier 5 or not here in a second. But yeah, I've been winning a lot of essence recently. But if you played on June 6th through 7th, you're getting a little bit of essence. But the main update with this June runaround that they posted here is common prize pools with common cards. I love that. The free to play game. And it's including dailies too, which is great because I play, like I was just saying, I play dailies every day. So there's gonna be larger essence payouts for more people. Like, for example, the common daily derby, 25% of people are winning essence. Or sorry, yeah, 25% of people are winning essence. Same with the common daily swing, 25% of people are winning essence. How do we feel about first place winning 500 essence for common? Don't you feel like first place should at least get a card, like 1,000 essence?
Hmm.
Yeah. I think 1,000 makes more sense. I
Hmm.
agree. Because then
I,
it's like winning a car.
right,
Like,
like
and
first
whether,
place. We're talking first place. We're not
right.
talking second place.
It almost feels like you should just like the podium makes sense to go 1,750, 500. Like that just feels like it makes sense in my head.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna set the top at 1,000, then the progression of down to 750 and 500 is what would be perfect. But that way you're rewarding a card. It doesn't matter the tier. Obviously, you could be any tier. Um, but one card a game week feels right. I don't know.
Yeah, for common. Yeah.
For common, yeah.
Miners also got an update with the top three players winning star tier limited cards, which is sick.
I
Um,
like that.
that's huge. That did not exist, if I'm correct, up until this update.
Yeah, I
Um,
think you just won essence. Yeah.
yeah. Places 4 through 15 are winning a tier 1, and top 25% of people are winning limited essence. That did not exist in common miners. And if I'm being completely honest, I was kind of losing my interest in common miners because I wasn't really
Yeah.
winning much other than limited, or sorry, common essence, which then I was using very sparingly, saving up for just one player at a time. Like I just bought myself an Acuna with common essence.
Ayo.
So
Nice.
I now have Acuna, Judge, and Ohtani. Feels pretty good, doesn't it? But now I'm going to I might, instead of putting those players in my all-star lineup, I might try and throw them in the minors lineup because that might have a better chance. I don't know. What do you think? Did your minors, did your common, did your ability, what am I trying to say here? Did your will to play common competitions change with this update, I guess? Because it did for me a little bit. Like I might swing a little bit differently here.
It's made me care about common because you know I talked about this earlier on the podcast, but I kind of mortgaged all my common cards for 4 or 5 really good cards, which is great for All Star, but terrible for actually playing common competitions. I don't know if I'm gonna do that quite as much anymore. Like go all in. I might try to get, you know, value guys that can put up like I might try to actually play common to win common cards or common essence to get better cards over time. So right now I'm kind of set with my all-star, but it has made me think about, you know, whether because I can get good limited essence from all-star, but I might get more rewards from just playing common directly with this. Like All Star's really hard. Maybe if I had a full common team, maybe that would actually be better off. I don't know. But yes, I definitely was also losing interest, and I gotta say I'm excited about it. This is my favorite part about the update.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Gosh. Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Who's your, or what are your top three common cards that you have? Mine are definitely, I just said them, but I'll say them again. Mine are definitely Judge, Ohtani, and Acuna now.
I got a pretty stacked. I got Max Fried, Ketel Marte,
Oh, I didn't even think about pitchers.
PCA, Pete
Mhm.
Alonso, Wyatt Langford, Aaron Judge, James Wood, Shohei Ohtani. I'll throw in 2 Brewers legends, Freddie Peralta, Devin Williams.
Wow.
So yeah,
Stacks.
So
I've been
you'd
getting
probably
getting
be Judge,
cards.
Ohtani, and then maybe, hmm, who would you throw in as your top three there? Pete, maybe?
Then I play the matchups. Then I
Oh,
play
yeah. Yeah,
matchups.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Nash?
Um, Ivan Otani, that's number one for sure. Um, I'd probably go PCA and then Tatis maybe, but he's been bad, so it's hard to say him.
Sell his card.
Um,
Sell his card.
I know.
Sell his card.
I have a Churio. I have 800 common essence saved up right now.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
I'll probably get a judge soon. I could just trade in some players and get a judge. It's funny, I was actually just looking at adding, and neither Judge or Acuna came up when I searched their names. So
Hmm.
are they limiting how many common cards of each player there are?
You already have them, I
Ooh.
thought.
I do not have a Judge or Acuna.
Common
No,
market.
I can still I have a judge and I can add another
I don't know what you're
judge.
talking about here,
Yeah.
but are
Are
you
you
on
on
the
the
app
app?
again? Are you on the
Yeah,
app
is
No,
this
again?
I'm on my
is this the
computer
app?
this time. I'm on my
I
computer this time.
I don't know, Josh.
There,
It's always
there
funny
That's
how
fake
the
is.
news.
guy complaining about the UI doesn't know how to use the UI, you know? I mean,
I don't. I don't.
is it the system or is it the user, you know?
It's probably
I
the
think it's
user.
both. I think it's both.
I cannot. I don't know what it is.
Just go to the common market. That's all you need to do. Go to the market, go to the common market, and then you can search.
Why? Okay. I complimented the UI, so I'm going to complain now. If I'm setting my lineups, my common lineup, and I want to add or drop a player, they give you the feature to add and drop right there when you're setting your lineup. But then how come the players don't come up?
That's strange. I've
Hmm.
only used the common market, to be completely
Because
honest. You're
I'm not
discovering
using the
all these
market.
little tiny problems, aren't you, today?
Right. Right?
Was that the point of today's episode? Yeah.
We're
Yes.
just so we're bugs.
Little problems everywhere. Solar bugs. It's all these wholesale changes that they make, man. Then they have these little problems that pop up.
Andrew, by the way, Brewers 9-8.
Oh,
Oh.
Shoot.
wow. Andrew's
Shoot.
sweating now.
Andrew's sweating for his money. Uh-oh.
I
Nine
actually,
to eight.
Oh
Does that
my
mean Byron
God.
Buxton?
Wait, that
Am
means
I gonna
my
win some
my
rewards?
app hasn't updated. It says 9-6,
Ty
but
France homered.
oh
Ty
my
France in
God.
my vault. No.
Oh, it's because it's Jared Koenig. He's a vault, another vault guy.
Dude, the Twins odds down 9-6 were like plus like 1,000,
Holy
and
shit.
now
I
they're
could have
plus
parlayed it.
340.
I
You
Wow.
should
could
have
have,
hedged.
I should have hedged.
You should have hedged. Always hedge, kids.
Oh man.
It's not about gambling responsibly, it's about hedging responsibly.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's funny.
Okay. I guess. Well, that's about it for this So Rare update. For June, for the June rundown. You got your complaints, but you can't be mad at them just adding more stuff to common. And let us know if it's going to change how you set your lineups a little bit, because I'm definitely going to prioritize common just a little bit more. I mean, top 25%,
Oh
they're
yeah.
not the hardest to hit, you know? If you got Judge, you got Ohtani, you got James Wood, you got Pete Alonso, you got Max Fried, that's a pretty good lineup to me. You got PCA, holy.
Yeah, it's a lot
It's
of good
pretty good.
names. A lot of good names. Should drop everybody.
Should drop everybody. Mariners beat the Cubs 14-6, by the way, today. So
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
high scoring games today.
Yikes.
All
Bet the
right.
over.
Bet the over indeed. Well, let's take a couple of years back. Let's throw it back a little bit. Speaking of today,
Throw it back.
let's throw it back all the way to 1932. Last week was 1938,
Jeez.
I
Wow.
believe.
Wow.
So this week is
We're
1932. That's
recession?
90
Recession talk?
93 years. Recession talk. Well,
Depression talk.
depression talk, recession talk. This is a therapy session for everybody. That's why we're here
Wow.
to rant about the
Economic.
So Rare UI update. We get it all out, and now we're here to talk some history. On June 22nd, 1932, the National League officially mandated that all players wear numbers on their jerseys. Did you know that before
Hmm.
1932 that not all players were required to have a number on their jersey?
Oh,
That's crazy.
Right?
I didn't know that.
Right? Like you always think of these good ball players back in the day and you always see them front facing, but there was really no cameramen taking pictures of them from behind. Like, for example, look up a picture of Ty Cobb, of Honus Wagner,
True.
of any
Wow.
player like between the like very late 1800s and 1930s. They're all from the front. You're never seeing their number, and one of the big reasons is they didn't have a number. Some players did, some players didn't, but they finally mandated it on June 22nd, 1932, which helps fans obviously identify players more easily, but it also helps broadcasters and scorekeepers follow the game better. And of course, it led to things like merchandising as well, with very famous numbers being retired and sold on and on for years to come. I mean, you think of like Jeter, number two, Derek Jeter, number two comes to mind. Jackie Robinson, 42, comes to mind. Like if you see someone wearing a baseball jersey, doesn't even have to be a Dodgers jersey. A baseball jersey with number 42 on it, you know exactly what that means immediately. But
Yep.
if Jackie had made his debut just 10 years prior, he might not have been required to wear a number.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's wild.
maybe a little
That's
more than
wild.
10 years, but still. Yeah. So how about that? The New York Yankees, fun fact, were the first team to consistently wear uniform numbers, but that only started in 1929. So even before 1929, Yankees players didn't all have numbers. But some of
Wow.
them did, which is very strange. Some of them did, some of them didn't. It was a choice that you can make. But
I wonder how many like players got hits or errors that they didn't do identified as them. It's like, oh, that dude that struck out. Oh, that was Ty Cobb. It's like, no,
Like,
no, no, no. Ty Cobb is in the dugout right now, but like forever recorded in history as Ty Cobb striking out. I'm sure that stuff happened. So I
oh,
wonder.
abs I
Yeah.
mean, not probably not as much as you think, but it definitely
Yeah,
like there's human error, man. Like that's just the thing.
yeah, it's
So
crazy.
maybe not all stats are correct from before 1932, if you ever think about that.
Wow. I mean,
But
yeah, for sure. I
but
feel like we
like the
kind of knew that
scorekeeper
already.
is
Yeah.
definitely recognizing Babe Ruth as he steps up.
True. True. Wow.
The Yankees
That's
actually
insane.
assigned their uniform numbers with batting order. So Babe Ruth batted
Oh,
third and he was number three. Fun
Oh,
fact.
that's cool. I like
that
that.
makes yeah, that makes perfect sense.
But then when it comes to position, that would be kind of strange. Like,
True.
what if the right fielder wasn't wearing number nine,
True.
but
That
he
would be
batted
confusing.
eighth? If the right fielder batted eighth, would he wear eight or nine because he's playing right field? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, didn't happen till 93 years ago.
There we go.
Players weren't
Fun
required to wear
facts.
numbers. How about that?
Wow.
Favorite
Amazing.
number? Favorite number that someone's worn?
That someone's
Ooh.
worn? Ooh, man. I mean,
20,
like you have to
28 for
pick
me.
growing up, like
28.
who'd you wear?
28.
Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder.
8,
Prince
28,
Fielder.
Ryan Bond, Prince Fielder.
To
Like
22.
okay, here's a good question for you. Growing up as a kid, who did you pick your number after? Was it your favorite baseball player? Was it your favorite number at the time? Was it something else that it was determined?
Mm.
Um, like for example, in high school, we were just given jerseys, so we had to
Hmm.
pick a size and a number that fit us. So mine was just 23 because that's what fit me at the time. And I could only choose in like the 20s because the higher numbers were too
I was gonna
big.
say
Yep.
we're the
Yeah,
big, so
and the
like
lower
the
numbers were
jerseys
too
get.
small. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you guys
Yep.
step up at 66, you're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
a
You're like,
big
"Oh,
boy.
that this dude's
That's a
hitting a home
Yeah.
run
big
for
boy.
sure." Exactly.
Like, yeah,
Exactly.
like small was 1 through 10,
Yeah.
medium was 10 through 20,
Mhm.
large was 20 through 30, extra large
That's
was
so
30 through
awesome.
40.
But
I
other
think
than
that's
that,
literally
it
how
was
they did it.
definitely favorite player, favorite Brewers player. I mean, like it was Braun or Fielder at the time. But other than that, we were just given numbers. What
Yeah.
about you
That's so
guys?
funny.
Did you get to choose?
For travel ball, yes. And that was Prince Fielder. That was 28. 28 or 8 normally for me.
Yeah. Andrew?
Then
I
yeah.
Yeah, I think for me it was exactly like how you described it. I think I was a smaller guy, so I think I was like 14, somewhere in the
Yeah.
the teens. So yeah, I was rocking one of those not quite 0 to 10, not a petite, but not a big boy either.
Petite.
So
Petite.
opposite of a husky,
Yeah,
husky boy.
I
that's
like
great.
it. I
Well,
like it.
Nash, why don't you go ahead and send this pickle?
Let's
Bit of a
do it.
shorter one today, but that's okay. There's no, like not the biggest crazy update in So Rare. We got next week. We're gonna
Oh,
update each other on our superlatives, our beginning of the year picks, so we can make fun of each other and totally roast, for example, my Kansas City Royals pick to win the World Series. Yikes.
That's insane.
So
it's not looking good.
they were good for a second. They were 34
Yeah,
and 31 and lost, I think, 8 in a row or something
that's
like that,
tough.
Yep.
seven in a row.
That's tough. Before we jump into the pickle quickly, we updated last week the June home run derby counts. We have another update this week
Oh,
going into the last week and a half or so of the month. Um, there was a change in the standings. There was a change in the standings. Not in first place though. I am still in first. 17 home runs so far in June. It's a big lead for me, I won't lie, but stranger things have happened because Jacob made the jump into second place. His team went kind of off this week. They had 4 home runs. He's up to 10, and Andrew lagging behind. Mr. Ohtani not hitting home runs for him. He is at 9. So I got 17, 10, and 9 going into the last a week and a half of June.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Ohtani, man. You wouldn't think it would have been him. You thought it would have been someone else maybe flailing a little bit.
Letting you
But
down.
Ohtani, it's like he's not even flailing necessarily. He's just not hitting as many home runs.
well, and
Letting you
he did
down.
pitch for the first time
He
on
pitched.
Friday. So I mean,
He got beamed twice.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean, you wonder
Weird
like
series.
you gotta how much of it, he's been out of practice. Like last year, he only had to hit. This year, really up until now, he's only had to hit. Now he has to do both. And yes, he's human at the end of the day. Like it probably takes some adjusting. So yeah, I'm sure if you picked him in an August home run competition, he'd be doing great. But yeah, June, maybe not the smartest move. I don't know. But come on,
True.
Ohtani. I believe in you, bud.
I just want to flex my common lineup real quick
Oh, say your best
after
lineup.
I invested in Aaron Judge.
I'm gonna say that gets. Say you can
Ooh,
get. I'll say a top
Um,
25. I'll say a top
Dodgers are
25.
playing the Rockies, by the
ooh,
way.
at
Oh,
or
see this. That's I'm not worried. Oh, I take back what I said. I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
Yeah, bro.
I'm so
He'll
good.
four or five home runs in the series against the Rockies. You're back. Two
Yeah.
home runs a game is 6 home runs.
Yep. This is what I
But
need.
look
I
at Pete
needed.
all right,
Crow with a
over
4
under
game week.
of feet of home runs that Shohei Ohtani will hit in
Ooh,
Colorado. Over under
what, 1,000?
1,000
1,000
feet. Over under 1,000 feet of home runs.
over.
All he needs to do is basically hit three.
Three.
Yep.
3 home runs would most likely
He could
do
hit
it.
two in one. He hit three in one game.
I'm gonna go over as well.
I don't think he has to pitch in Colorado. So,
I think you're
He's
right.
yep.
pitching
Today.
today, so he will not pitch. Yeah, so you can focus on hitting. Yeah, I like it. I like it. All
What do you
right,
say, Ty France?
Yeah, do it. Christian Yelich, 8 RBIs, set the record. Set his career
Andrew's
record.
Andrew's sweating.
Ooh, USA first
First base.
baseman.
Oh,
That's
wow.
almost 30 years old, not from the Central.
Lefty, lefty.
Lefty,
Matt. Oh
lefty
no.
first baseman.
Oh, Matt Olson.
Um,
No, he's a righty, isn't he?
Not in the AL Central, so not in the
No,
A. So
he's
NL
lefty.
East or NL West.
Matt Olson's lefty, isn't he?
I don't. Does
Is
he
he
throw
switching?
lefty?
I don't know if he throws lefty. He's
I
first
mean, look
base.
him
I don't
up.
know
Look
what he
him up.
throws.
He throws
That's
righty.
true.
I'm like 100% certain he throws righty. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's lefty though.
but
Okay. Not Pete.
yeah, right. Just go down the line.
So it's someone in
Nationals,
the NL, right?
NL East or West.
So it's not
Um,
Matt Olson. So it's not the Braves. Could be the Nationals. Could be Marlins.
does Naylor throw lefty? Josh Naylor?
I think he's a righty too.
Oh,
Nope.
he's
Oh, he's a
That's
Canadian.
it.
lefty.
That's
Send
it.
it.
That's
Send.
it.
No, no, he's
Canada,
from Canada. He's from
Canada,
Canada.
Canada,
Yeah,
He's
but
from
still
Canada.
Canada.
send it. Send it
No, no,
though.
no, no, no. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this.
It's
Um,
kind of cheating.
Not Freddie. Padres first baseman Cronenworth. Does he throw?
Cronenworth.
ooh, he might.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
He's
Oh, he
second
Oh,
throws
baseman.
righty.
He's second
Oh,
baseman. Duh.
duh. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of
Arias.
who's
Arias.
oh, that's right. That's so weird that he
Arias
plays first
bats.
base
He
for
bats
them.
switch. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Not from the US either.
mhm. Freddie
Okay, so
Freeman.
not Freddie throws
No, he
righty.
throws righty.
Rockies, Hunter Goodman. Oh no, he's second. Oh no, catcher, duh. Who's the Rockies first baseman I'm thinking of?
Uh,
Rockies aren't
Must
real.
have somebody. They pay someone.
Rockies aren't real.
oh,
Um,
Tolia.
Michael
He's a righty
Toglia.
too, I think.
Switch. Bat
Switch. Yeah.
switch.
All right. Just we need
So
to
wait,
get
Okay.
the.
so
We
it's
need to
not.
get the.
So it's not the NOS. It's not the NOS then.
We. It has to be the NL East.
No,
Yeah,
wait,
it's
Giants, Giants.
Oh, is it Ramos? Is Ramos the first base? No, he's DH.
No, it's
Nobody plays first base for them.
nobody plays first base. It's Dominic Smith.
No
Oh
way.
yeah.
Dom Smith would be crazy. Is he even in the game?
Oh,
Paven Smith. Paven Smith. Paven Smith.
This feels like cheating.
Paven Smith.
This feels
do it.
wrong. This feels wrong. This is wrong.
I was just trashing him. I was just trashing him.
We should have guessed him first.
I know.
We should have. Paven Smith. Sure.
Vault guy.
Vault. Put him in the vault.
He's in there.
Well, we got there a little unorthodox, but it worked.
crazy.
That's crazy. That's so lucky.
That first guess singled it down to like pretty
Yeah.
good. Like, wow. All right, there you have it.
He also is an outfielder for them too, I believe.
Who?
Pavin Smith, I believe. Oh, he also DHs, and I think he sometimes plays
DHs,
outfield.
yeah. That's like Dom Smith for the. I mean, they just picked him up 2 weeks ago. That would have been a crazy pull
Yeah, first
Dom
baseman
for
and
the
Smith.
right fielder.
Giants. Yeah.
Yeah, right field. Yeah.
I know my guy. I know my vault guys.
Bro, is Rafi Devers going to take playing time away from Dom Smith at first base?
Now with
Unreal.
the baddies swinging.
Devers is
Oh,
also a righty thrower. So,
true. True.
man,
All right.
not yeah, that's what I was saying. Like we got to get this into. I never would have put Pavin Smith in there though.
No, that
No,
was not the
thought he
I
one
would be
would
that
an
have
came to
outfielder.
mind.
he comes to my mind as like a DH player. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
like an outfielder, yeah. But
All
Corbin's
right.
out there and right.
Yeah, he is. There you have it. Thanks for listening to the
Pavin Smith.
podcast. Leave a rating wherever you're listening. Go check out the socials. Let us know what you think of the small little update. Do you like the new UI? You tired of the change like we are a little bit? Let us know. Let us know in the comments down below. And until next week, you just attended batting practice. Now you're ready to get in the game.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.